Hello and welcome. My name is Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. This is episode 10 of our Demigods Media Storm campaign, and we have successfully hoodwinked Kimmy into joining us again to help flesh out Maggie's story for us. So we have a few more episodes to go, but we're past the halfway point for this season, and well, it's exciting, and we're going to see how it goes. Let's start with Pooja and work our way around. Pooja, who are you?
Hello, I am Pooja, and I am playing Treyi, and there's nothing like a little vengeance for a first date. I feel like, Denny's and vengeance.
Yes.
Oh, that was quick. Clara.
I was like, I don't know what else to say.
I'm desperately trying to figure out what order you have us in without looking at the thing. Hi, I'm Clara, and I play Stella Hart, the Celestial, who ascended briefly last game, and nothing has ever gone well since. Not wrong.
Because everything was going so well before.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I keep doing this to my characters.
All right. Kimmy.
Hi, I'm Kimmy. I'm guesting as Maggie Hart, the artisan, formerly dead, 20s, like bootleg, amazing, like super excited to be alive again and now in modern day.
That makes sense. Oh, I just realized I never turned our transcript back on.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
I feel like it's a major testament to us that none of us made a I got better joke about you not being dead.
That's true.
Yep. Very good. Okay, and so that's pretty much everyone that we need to introduce. Let's go ahead and jump into...
Okay, I will accept that when you do it to me, because that's fair. But sleeping with Minerva is a crime.
All right, Joey, go ahead.
Me? Okay. I'm Joey. I am playing Lee the Arcane, and all I can say is, look at this photograph!
Yep.
I'm trapped in a photograph, apparently. Or
Yep.
trapped?
The photograph is not in my bra, correct? We retconned that.
That's in your bag.
It's
Okay.
it's in a portfolio in your bag.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
'Cause
Every
you
once
didn't
in a
want to
while,
stick a 8x10 in your bra.
that's
And-
what it was. Okay.
It'd be very
Minerva,
uncomfortable.
I'm very sorry. I really was thinking of just axing out Joey from everything. I did not mean to cut you off as well. I have a great deal of respect for you as a person, and I like you. So, please introduce yourself to the viewers. I was going to say introduce yourself to the cast, which is like not how any of this goes.
Hello, Internet. I'm Minerva, and I am playing Rosalinda Cruz, the Elemental, who did an Ascendance fusion with her best friend, best sister, Stella. And we are going, we are on a vengeance kick right now. And Rosalinda's going, is this a good thing? In the back of her head, but she's not sure about that yet. She's still a baby in that sense.
Love it. Okay. Well, briefly, last time we had taken care of a lot of the stuff. Well, we sort of broke the Mile High Club, which everyone was fine with. Found the basement underneath, got Maggie the ghost out of there, who had become somewhat solidified through the application of her ridiculous magic whiskey, and Lee the Arcane, it did indeed get himself stuck in a photograph because it seemed like something he would do, and I was in charge. So would Lee stick his finger in it? Yes.
No. Lee would stick magic in it.
Yeah, exactly. What did I say?
Magic finger.
Yeah. And they packed him up in the folio and took him on their way to go to Denny's, and we got food, and everything was fine and good, and nothing exciting happened except for Morrigan, goddess of the dead, chooser of the slain, immortal queen of the Tuatha De Danann, showed up and let us know that Maggie's early sort of demigod family member who never actually ascended, but just kind of like did their thing and lived a life. That descendant was a product of the Morrigan's husband, the Dagda, having a dalliance. And
Like you do.
yeah. So Morgan, not super pumped about having to meet the long lost product of that dalliance. Although that is blunted a little bit by the fact that it's generations removed. But for an immortal, I think it is still a little charged. You know, that long memories, longer grudges, that sort of thing. So, nonetheless, she showed up, she did her job, she made sure Maggie was welcomed to the family, but then also when Maggie paid some obeisance and honored the Morgan had a thought and arranged for Maggie to have the bullets that killed her returned to her with the goal that they would then be returned to the people who shot them at her, preferably at high velocity in direct vectors. So we decided to go out and find them. And two people set off their ascendance moves in the goal of finding and trapping. So the effort that Stella put into that was to find and identify where both of these men were. Rosalinda was able to, through that connection, send sort of an iron golem and an army of razor mice to swarm the other one. And so we were headed towards the one in the grove, and Rosalinda also just, feeling herself, went like, oh yeah, let's go through the power lines. Those are metal, and we can travel through that, friend Stella. Scoop, let's go. And rolled very poorly. Normally, you don't have to roll when you travel by yourself like that as an elemental. But when you take someone with you, it's a little more complicated.
I'll leave my sister behind. She always comes around with me.
Could have ordered an Uber. Could have called like a Lyft and not exploded out of a light post.
Yeah, all of those things are true, but didn't happen.
Yes, I'm aware of that because you like erased all my harm and then you're like, yeah, take 2 harm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when the elemental gets a 6- on that.
It was fun.
But we nonetheless find ourselves essentially near the Grove in downtown LA, and the two of you sort of steaming, having like blasted out of this thing, like smoke rising from your clothes. You're not particularly burnt. You're just like, a lot of this heat and static electricity is coming off of you as Trey and Maggie pull up on Trey's motorcycle. And I think this is a good time to do a quick little flashback. Lee.
Yeah.
You're looking at these photos and the way that they were, you and Stella had figured out kind of how to make them move, right? And you were like being able to play them backward and forward. And I imagined Lee thinking, well, if that's possible, there must be a way to like stitch together this whole, right? This is no longer just light on silver nitrate. This is now a magical effect. And if it's magic, I can just get a full replay of the whole situation.
Yeah, duh.
Okay. So, for posterity's sake, because we know you wound up in the picture, Lee, can you cast a spell about it, please?
I sure can. What are my boons and banes that are predetermined?
Well, the effects and costs, because this is spellcasting and not Ben Fate.
Right.
You are trying to reveal a secret,
Okay.
and communicate impossibly.
Okay.
Those were the attempted things. potential costs would be casting takes longer than usual because you weren't particularly in a hurry. And the take 2 harm ignoring armor because you figure what are the chances you're going to roll a 6 minus.
That's not gonna happen. He said scared. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a 9 on the dice. Plus my 3 weird is a 12.
Okay. So I'll let you choose. Do you want the takes longer than usual or take 2 harm ignoring armor?
I'm gonna take longer than usual.
Okay, so that's fine. While everybody was doing their thing in the basement and having this conversation, you were building up this energy, and then there was this enormous flash of light. And from your perspective, Lee, you have simply entered this sort of like VR interface, you know, but you're in black and white, and you're there standing in the street watching these guys, and you can actually hear their conversation. They are saying, yeah, you know, the families are never going to see this coming. The Bureau's never going to see this coming. We've fooled them all. These idiots, you know. You know, and then once we get set up and that mouthy broad gets here with the whiskey, then we can eliminate her as well. And so, yeah, you kind of listening to that. But they don't see you or interact with you at all. You're like, hello, don't call my friend a mouthy broad. That's extremely disrespectful. You're able to just sort of observe the situation. Then Maggie shows up in. I'm trying to give Kimmy the like 1920s version of a muscle car, but I don't know what that was.
I don't know either.
It's
I
like
might-
a
a
Studebaker?
little. It's a
Like
little
a-
4-door. It's like a. Fuck! I had this in my head. And
Yeah.
it's gone now. But they had like one model of car. Let's be
The
honest.
1920s Barracuda.
Well, they did actually have like custom cars that they'd soup up, especially the whiskey runners.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Ford Coupe by
yeah.
Fox Moto popped in with.
Yeah,
Ford
that's
Coupe.
true. Also, what's his face who eventually made was it the Corvettes? Well, anyway, not that important. But Maggie's got a pretty good car as she rolls up. It's just also not quiet. And so, Lee, as you're standing there in this black and white, you know, movie, Maggie pulls up. But you realize you notice Maggie pulling up, and they don't at first. And Maggie kind of like from way down the road, like flips the lights off, cruises to a stop, and you could see her get this like big camera. I don't know what we had in the way of telephoto lenses back then, but you know, whatever. And is taking some pictures, you know, like low on the dash, and then just by chance the lens of the camera catches the moonlight like a big piece of pie, and the guys turn and, you know, start shooting, and she jams it and gets out of there, and then the chase gets away from you. So the like this whole, like, you're not able to follow along with the chase from here, but what do you is there anything you want to know about the situation that I haven't already described?
I mean, I guess any kind of way I can identify these two guys so we can look them up better and see what happened to them and make sure they're not alive in some old crook folks home. I don't know, like any kind of identification, license plate number, anything that could be used to try to trace us back to who their identity is.
Yeah, you managed to get the license plates off both their cars. They use their names at some, you know, they like address each other by first name at least. Actually, they probably call each other like, "Hey, Smith," you know, like that. That's probably, you know. And so yeah, you get a couple names. The FBI agent was Smith, and the other guy was a Marchigiani. That's yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's all I need. I'm going to disengage from the VR.
Okay. How are you
I
going
love
to do
the
that?
Just computer end program.
Nothing happens.
Cool.
You just fold it in.
Right? You just fold it in. Well, since magic got me into this, I'm going to use magic to get myself out, and I'm going to try to counterspell this VR spell.
Are you counterspelling yourself?
I love you, Joey.
Well, I mean, can I just end the spell?
Well, you'd think so, but that doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, well, if I can't end the spell, then I'm going to hard reboot the spell, which is counterspell it.
Force quit.
Force quit.
Yeah. I was about to say, hard reboot would end you right back up in it.
Yeah.
Force quit, Control Alt Delete your spell.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to task
Alt
manager my
F4 your
spell.
Okay.
Call up your task manager.
So for that, I'm actually gonna have you hold on, I don't think it's gonna be counterspell. Hold on. Because you don't
Okay.
have something to focus on, and a big chunk of counterspell is like, now you understand the spell very well, and you know, like you know that you
I know the
made the
spell.
spell.
Yeah.
Know the spell. I am the spell. Just wanted to look at your gifts.
My giftesses.
Okay, so you have your spear, divine intellect, you took an extra move, and you have epic armor.
Epic armor. Yes. Spear, intellect, took an extra move, epic armor. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So I'm actually going to ask you to, as you're like getting a little agitated, maybe trying to get out of this thing. Is that fair?
Oh, absolutely.
The spear that you have so far borne the spear of Leonidas, right?
Right.
And that is still the case. Like Leonidas, I think we had said was a demigod of Ares in our telling of it. But Leonidas also had been somewhat resistant to Ares as a complete dickhole, and was like, Leonidas was a hero and not a complete dickhole as far as we know. Who knows? Men in history typically have very good behavior, and
I mean, you could always ask Zack Snyder. He seems to be an authority.
on absolutely nothing.
I said that just for Kiwi's reaction.
This is oh god, I just caught up on some of the chat. That's very funny. So Lee, the spear is starting to glow. Not with that kind of fiery red that you've been used to, but with that sort of pure yellow white sunlight that you've been getting more used to. And you're realizing if you could focus this, if you could like pierce this, what you perceive as an illusion, right? Like you are convinced that you're in an illusion,
Right.
Of like you're still sitting at that chair at that desk in the basement. As far as like that's the only thing that would make sense. Okay. So you just have to, like turn the lights on and you'll dispel the illusion and whatever. So what I'd like you to do is bend fate, understanding that we need to push your gift beyond its normal limits. This isn't something the spear is normally used for.
Sure.
But you're pretty sure. I mean, how could you be wrong?
It's sharp and imbued with magic. It can cut through this.
Yeah. Just poke it.
Oh, yes. That's a 10 on the dice. Plus my 3 weird is a 13.
Okay. All right. So, this is the one we're supposed to pick ahead of time.
Oh, no. My
No.
gift,
Ben Fate is not. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to push a gift beyond its normal limits. Is there another one you want to use? Another boon?
Well, there's no one else here for me to do things to.
Correct.
So I'll actually heal that 1 harm I still have left.
Okay, sure.
So I am now even. So that warm glow just takes me,
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice moment.
And it makes sense that that healing light is, Apollo is a healer, a type of healer, and it's usually sexual healing, but other than that, it's
Whatever.
and what is your bane? Take one harm.
I'm not going to do that one. And for the sake of the group, I will not do something bad finds you. I'll take Face's favor on my next roll.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you find yourself in a very confusing mess of situation. In that Stella and Rosalinda, you've burst out of this transformer at the near the Grove, and find yourself on the ground, and you're kind of pulling yourself together, getting back to your feet. And Stella, your shoulder bag with the folio and everything in it just explodes. There's like a beam of light, and then just it explodes outward like a bomb went off inside of it. There's scraps of paper flying all over the place, and there's Lee laying on the ground. Lee, I think you're a little disoriented. We'll kind of ease back into that because you're not in the chair, you're not at the desk, you're not in the basement, right? There's like traffic going by, and a bunch of people just yelled at like, what went off? Damn kids with the firecrackers. And because the mortals don't want to see all of what just happened. And the five of you are here, and Lee is a mess. So what are we doing?
You owe me a new Longchamp.
Yeah, good to see you too. Where are we?
We're going to get revenge on an asshole. You owe me a new Longchamp.
I don't know what that is, and which asshole.
I indicate like the straps of the bag. Longchamp. And then I point to where Maggie and Trey are.
Okay. Someone want to tell me what asshole we're getting revenge on?
One of the dudes in the Instagram reel you were in.
Shakes his head. I think you mean the illusion that I produced, but that's fine. Yeah, so great, because those guys suck and they're terrible, and I'm so sorry, Maggie. They definitely killed you, and you're much more corporeal than you were last time I saw you. What is happening?
Yeah, there's a lot that's been happening. So yeah, I'm alive again. We know those two guys killed me, and yeah, we're gonna get them back with some cool bullets that the Morgan gave us.
And Rosalinda has him pinned down right now, so we should probably get a move on.
Yeah.
Great, let's go.
He's not going
Grab
anywhere,
spear,
though.
starts heading in Rosalinda's direction. Because fuck those guys.
No.
Love when he
never.
gets to the point.
It's a first time for everything.
I am gonna incorporate Dorkloid Canada's remark from the chat that Lee, you find yourself covered in various makeup splotches and an ancient mummified granola bar in your hair.
Good.
I don't want to think about all the things that are in Stella's purse, frankly.
Well, now it's all the things that aren't in Stella's purse.
That's
so.
true.
It's like that help you need to finally clean out that room or that area that you've been putting off. And
Yeah. I think Lee will take the ancient mint green lifesaver that is now stuck to his cheek, pull it off his cheek, and just eat it and keep walking.
gross.
Ew.
I hate it.
I love it.
Are we doing anything about these scattered papers and photographs and other collection of the folio?
This seems like a crime against books, but I'm gonna like just carefully start pulling them out of the air and off the ground, because this next part is not something that I do well. So I'm gonna collect some papers.
Okay. Well, given that it's a bunch of papers flying around, Trey, would you have an instinct to want to try to collect them?
I think that I feel a little tug, but like the stronger impulse is going to be to stay on task and on mission.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think for you, it wouldn't be running around and taking a lot of time. It would be like commanding what I would want you to do is bend fate with Pantheon royalty, and it would take seconds.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Just like you.
It's like, hey,
get there.
Hey, let's collect ourselves, can we, please?
Mm-hmm.
I love this. It's very Merlin and Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 7, thank fuck.
Okay. So yeah, you push this gift beyond its normal limits. What bane are you willing to take?
Let's look at these. I am going to...
Don't take something bad finds you.
Do it. Do it.
I am going to say one of my gifts is unusable for the scene, and that my that doing that like stretch the bounds of like my command. I'm Pantheon royalty, but like I'm the editrix in training.
Oh, well, what about this other another version of that could be this was beneath you, and the idea that you pulled rank to like do a bunch of paperwork is like, okay, you're
Pushing
on
paper
timeout.
around.
Like, learn to delegate, bitch.
Yeah.
You're not our real editrix.
Yeah. Is that vibe okay? Of like,
Yeah, like no, I like it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, come on.
This is
like
not-
really
I raised you
micromanaging
better
much?
than this.
Micromanaging much?
Okay, so yeah, but we get all that stuff stacked and back together, and actually it is now bound into a proper, like not a scrapbook, but like a little book, right? Where now all these papers are in there, and there's the photographs at the back, and it's.
I like to think it's like a like when you get like the first copy of a manuscript and it's got the like linen binding, but it's raw edges and the whole thing.
Sure.
So it's like it's very much like, oh, the first writer's copy.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I love that. And you can toss it in your bag if you want, or whatever. I don't know who's got a bag at this point. As was noted, Stella's bag went off like a horrible, horrible pinata.
No one knows how that happened.
I'm gonna give it to Maggie
Okay.
because she can keep it with the with her. I feel like it's wrong to call it a cookbook now. Her
right.
magical alchemical tome, which by the way, like, wow, hot.
Yeah.
Mhm. Book nerds.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna put it in like the satchel thing that I have my book in.
Okay, cool. And all of this is just a moment, right? As we pass through, cross the street from the Grove, head to this, whatever this high rise is. And we know that the Marchigiani character is the one up here. I believe that's what we said. And is in the penthouse and is pinned in the pinned house. So are we just in the elevator?
Ding,
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
It's gotta be, yeah. All right, so we step out. We can see here on the penthouse floor there are several penthouses, like each a corner of the building, and you could see the one. There's a lot of commotion. You can hear like the door rattles a little bit as you step out of the elevator. Like, well, I think it's that one.
Rosalind takes point, and she arms herself with her brass knuckles just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks back as she gets to the door. The doorknob's all jiggly and everything. And she looks back at Maggie. He's like, "You ready for this?" She's really, "You ready?"
Yeah, I think so. I've waited a long time.
All
I'm
right.
going last though.
All right.
And just a reminder, Maggie, you had armed yourself with a revolver of some kind. Where did we
Yeah, it
get
was
that?
my new gift.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it's an epic weapon.
Okay.
And the like sort of it like looks like the bullets with like the Celtic like
Right.
work in it and stuff.
Awesome.
And the
Maggie?
bullets have their names on it. Remember, they're cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Maggie, how do you wanna? This is your show.
Um, well, I don't know much about fighting, and I've only had this body for like an hour, so maybe you guys should go in first, and then I can go in after. That might really spook them anyway, because they think I'm dead.
True. Oh, Rosalinda, make sure you capture the look on her face. We could gift that.
All right. She hands her phone over to Stella. Like, start like it pops up the camera, puts it on video, hands it to Stella. I'm gonna kick it down. I'm gonna kick it down. 3, 2. Boom. Like, kicks the door. Do I have to roll?
No.
Okay, good.
No. It swings open. It does bust through. There was a whole like steel security strip, but like, you blast right through that, and you find the golem struggling with the Marchigiani character, who only looks a little older. He looks like he was like maybe 30 in the pictures. He looks maybe 40 something now. A little gray in the temples. But is like actively wrestling back and forth. Like they're both standing up and like grabbing at each other, and then the iron golem will move around. And then as you arrive, the magic of the iron golem sort of like finally collapses, right? Like you would put this incredible effort in, and now that you're here, it's like, oh, ugh. And like just, collapses onto him as a statue, but now he's like pushing that off of him and getting up, but the golem is now no longer animated unless you want to try to reanimate it or whatever. But this part of your Ascendance move has shut down because you've arrived. The mice are still holding Smith, but that's where we are.
Has anyone taken harm, by the way, before we start?
Yep.
Yeah, I have one.
I have 3.
Can I do something before Rosalinda goes charging into battle?
Oh, we'll have to rewind a little bit, but yeah, that's fine. What do you want to do? Maybe in the elevator. Let's go back to the elevator scene.
Yeah, we're just quietly in the elevator, and like Stella looks at everyone and then goes, Rosalinda, can I get a selfie?
Okay.
And I'm gonna use in the balance. If they accept, roll 2d6 plus 2d6 awe. Wait, what? Oh, it just repeated itself. Roll 2d6 plus awe, and that'll if I can get that right, we'll heal some harm.
Oh, is in the balance text messed up?
No, it's I copied it somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
That text is messed up. And my awe is not terrible. Yeah, so that's an 8. I'm not rolling well still.
Okay, so then Rosalinda heals 3 and you take 1.
Thanks. That puts me at a disadvantage to all rolls from here on out.
No, it gives you -1.
Really, just -1?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that put you over 4 harm?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was rolling around at 3 because I exploded out of a light fixture.
Okay, well then I need you to roll take grievous harm.
Seriously?
Yeah, because when you crack over 4, it triggers that. Now you only have to roll +1 because it's just like the amount of damage it took you to get over 4, which is 1 in this case. Mm-hmm. But grievous harm, it has to be rolled on that threshold.
What is the? Is it just 2d6?
Yep, 2d6 plus 1. Roll low.
Can I roll again?
No.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, you could spend a thread to give yourself advantage on the roll.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, how many threads do you have?
4.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, spend 1 and roll a third die and take the lowest 2.
Okay, that's a 5.
Okay, great. So, yeah, on a 6-, nothing worse happens. So
there we go. Okay.
you're good.
Does Stella look worse for wear?
She already looks like shit.
Yeah, I think she just had an anime nosebleed.
The side effects of ascending turn her back into the like club look.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and also, well, paint us a word picture, Claire. When Stella takes this selfie with Rosalinda, Rosalinda's wounds heal. Mm-hmm. And what do we see with Stella? Like, what does this look like?
Stella actually, I think we did this the last time I ended up taking harms for somebody else. Stella takes the harm. Like whatever wounds disappear on Rosalinda will appear on Stella, who I cannot emphasize enough how much she looks like shit. Because all of that makeup is back and on her chin. And any like singed damage is now doubled on Stella. So she's gonna hang out in the elevator while you do this.
I think Lee's gonna notice how crappy Stella looks, and put a hand on her shoulder, and try to give her some comforting advice and some healing.
Please don't do any magic about it.
It's gonna be fine. Hey, it was any consolation that bag was hideous anyway, and I'm gonna try to do regrowth on you.
Bold words for someone with about $200 of coke in his hair.
All right, so regrowth is 2d6 plus weird. That would be boxcars. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yay.
So that's a thread, and then you heal 4 harm.
Woohoo. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Why didn't I take that?
Yeah, regrowth's a big one. Well, because it rolls weird instead of awe.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I should not roll weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, where he's touching you, like there's a in that pale gold glow that just kind of encompasses your whole being, or at least focusing on like the face area where it seems to be where most the the rough spots are. And
I mean, that's from being a god, so that's not going away anytime soon.
right, but at least
But
you know
the damage
underneath that
was-
is going to be nice and healed.
My skin looks great. The makeup's terrible.
that is a good question though. Stella, with all of your wounds healed and you in perfect health, what is your demigod countenance now? Now that we can actually see what you look like.
I think she sort of has permanently dilated pupils. She sort of has this like, there's definitely a haze of what you would which it's actually incense smoke, but there's a slight haze of incense smoke that kind of just hangs out around her now. But it's indistinguishable from vape smoke, so
Okay.
good.
And she has like some of the streaky eye makeup.
Yeah, that eye makeup, like she's kind of as now kind of constant scene kid, streaky eye makeup.
Okay.
That'll be it. It doesn't get better, but it doesn't get worse.
Okay. Cool. And just so we know, is there any other harm on the scene here?
I just have one.
I just didn't want Rosalinda to go in with 3 and then take one more.
Mm.
I have a nice new shiny body.
Yeah.
That's very nice. I mean,
What? Time to put it to work. I mean, what? Okay.
I mean, we had the whole motorcycle ride over. I'm just saying.
Indeed.
Lots
there was so much. There's just so much panic. Like Maggie's like holding on to Trey's waist. Like I can feel her pressed up against my back. It's like, be cool, be cool, be cool.
Would you say it's a shiver down your spine?
Good one. Good book reference. Because Trey's a demigod of books. That's Okay, so Rosalinda. We fast forward back to Rosalinda blasting through that door. You said kick it open, right? Just boot. And yeah, door flies off the hinges. You all step in. The place is trashed, right? The couch is tipped over. The wet bar is just a like smashed up mess. The kitchen is a disaster. And you can't really see into bedrooms or anything from here, but that's kind of what you walk into, is this like immediate area. And this guy wrestling with this thing, and then as Rosalinda approaches, it kind of just like quits, and it looks like it is formed from a number of like wrought iron bits of furniture that were here, you know, like the wrought iron under the glass coffee table and lamp and, you know, all this stuff. Like you could see remnants of those shapes in it as it was, you know, wrestling this guy. And then it becomes inert, and The scene is yours, Rosalinda. What do you do?
Marky Johnny. You okay? You hear me?
What? Who the hell are you?
No one? I got someone here that would like to talk to you.
Is this you? What is going on? Get out of here!
No.
If you don't leave, I'm gonna have to make you leave.
Whatever. Maggie, come on in. Let's go.
All right, so he's gonna attack you.
I think just to establish it, like as I walk through the door, I take my pen out of my breast pocket that was not there originally. Like no one knows where that came from. My outfit did not originally have this pocket.
Sure.
And take the cap off, and as I take it off, it's like I take it off and it just keeps going and going and going, and by the time I post it, I have a rapier.
Excellent. He's charging Rosalinda. What do you want to do about it?
Duck down as he comes up to me, shoulder throw him over to Maggie.
Okay, Rosalinda, let's have you roll prowess with us. Smite your enemies.
We really are sisters. She also wants to grapple.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that is a 2 and a 5 plus my 2 prowess. That's a 9.
Okay. And just a reminder, folks, what we had Stella do a minute ago, you can always spend a thread to give yourself advantage on a roll. That's always available to you. The things you can spend those for one at a time if you're not trying to save up. You can give yourself advantage. You can make some sort of mundane change to the scene, or you can something else. Hold on. Or avoid 2 harm. You could use it to just soak 2 harm. So don't give me that look, Stella. It's been on your character sheet the whole time.
I know, but that would require me remembering to look at my character sheet more
All right.
often.
Okay, so Rosalinda, you do smite your enemies. You get the 9. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. So you get to pick one thing from the list below.
Well, that's always going to be exchange harm.
Because you have to?
Yep.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to do the, gain an advantageous position, which is what you were trying to do, but you can still exchange harm with this guy. So you're getting in there hand to hand, right? So we can definitely deploy your brass knuckles, which is 4 harm, and you don't have any bonus picks, right? You just have the 1?
Just the epic weapon.
Okay, so you're dealing 4 harm. He also deals 4 harm.
Oh, shiz!
So, do you have any armor?
No, I do not.
Okay, so you both take 4 harm from each other. You just start wailing on each other. As he digs in, you try to throw him, and he just drops his weight, and he's very comfortable in fighting, right? It's like a language that he is fluent in.
Okay.
And when that happens, you get a good punch into his side, let's say, and he kind of pretends to double over and fakes you out a little and comes up under your chin. But that's 4 harm all at once. We have to roll take grievous harm. And that is unfortunately going to be 2d6 plus 4 because you just took 4 all at once.
Holy cow. All right. Please don't die.
Oh, unless you want to spend any threads to reduce the amount of harm you just took.
I only got 2. Let's do that. Yeah, let's spend a thread
Okay.
and knock it down to just 3 harm.
That'd be 2. It's 1 thread for 2 harm.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
You can spend both of them if you want and make it 0 harm. You still have to roll, but it'd be plus 0.
Let's do that.
Spend both of them?
Yeah, spend both threads.
Cool.
Still
So,
take grievous harm.
Technically taking 0 harm, but rolling grievous harm because he's lifts you up off the floor, you know. So we're gonna see what happens with that.
Here we go. That's a 4 and a 4. Yeah, that's a 4 and a 4. So that's an 8.
Okay, so on the 7 and 9, which one of those do you want?
Oh no.
For those listening, and while you're thinking about it, the options are to drop something important, lose your footing, one of your gifts is unusable for the rest of the scene, take one more harm, ignoring armor, or wind up in a tight spot.
I obviously have lost my footing on this one.
Yeah, that seems fair. Yeah. I think, you get that good punch in, and you did 4 harm to him, right? Like, that was huge, but that should have, like, cracked right through his ribs, and you felt like you were hitting a solid punching bag. Most punching bags fall apart when you hit them. So, you get your good hit in, but then he just comes up under your chin and lifts you up, and you just do, like, the anime, like, up and then fall flat on your back. You like crash through the one remaining side table that was in there, and there's the plaster of a vase and dead flower water, and you're just sputtering and disoriented. Even though you took 0 harm, you're just you said lose your footing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I am on my back.
Yeah, and he is not straight up advancing on you because there's the rest of the people coming in the room. So, Trey, it kind of sounded like you were coming in next.
Yeah. I'm going to follow up behind, like, as Stella kind of loses her, or not Stella, as Rosalinda loses her footing.
Yeah, she's just, splat on the ground.
And step, like, do kind of a, it almost looks like a dance step to slide in front of her.
Okay. Like between Rosalinda and Marky Johnny?
Yes.
Okay.
And sweep, like, through with my rapier as I do it. So, like, come through and thrust. I said thrust.
Oh, God, I just caught up on Dorkler Canada's repost, and that's, yeah, it's very good.
Good. So I am going to smite my enemies.
Sounds like you want to smite your enemies. Exactly.
And that is an 8 on the dice, so yay, threads. Plus 2 is a 10. That's not what I wanted.
You got a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can pick 3 things from the list below or disarm your enemy, but he's not really holding anything. Now,
yeah, it doesn't really feel like he's...
Disarm.
No,
disarm
this does not mean
him.
dismember.
He's not the Black Knight. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there are just some enemies in Demigods that you're not going to be able to use the disarm move on. Like if you're fighting the Hydra, like that's nothing. But what 3 things do you want to take?
I'm gonna take exchange harm, protect myself, and make an opening.
Okay. Now, who do you want to give that opening to?
I'm going to give that opening to... Well, let me ask. Because if I came in second, and then Lee would be coming in behind me, and then Maggie, right?
Probably,
so I'll give that opening to Lee.
Okay. And now that is... It also implies Lee would follow your lead, and... But... That's okay. Like, if you want to leave that open, like, it's pretty clear that you're directing Lee what to do. The question is, will he do it and then use that bonus?
Yeah.
But you have an
if
epic...
he wants to stab himself in the foot instead, that's up to him.
Sure.
But I am trying to be the better person here.
But, you deploy your rapier and are able to, actually get this guy stepping back a little bit, and you slash through his clothes. And you should be slashing quite a bit, but it just feels like you're cutting into, like, clay, right? Like, it's just not doing as much as you thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
You deal 4 harm from your epic weapon, and you what would you say?
I
Protect yourself and make an opening.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you would be taking 4 harm back. Do you have armor?
No.
Okay, so you take 4 minus 1 is 3.
3.
Unless you want to spend any threads to reduce that.
And I will spend this thread that I just got. Well, I mean, I have more than one thread. But I will spend a thread to reduce this by 2.
Cool.
Keeping me out of -1 range.
I know you already had threads before. Just so everyone knows, that like spending a thread to reduce harm has to be a thread that you already had before the action that inflicted harm on you, right? So if you rolled doubles on this smite your enemies roll, you wouldn't be able to use that thread to reduce your harm. Or reroll? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like on the stack.
I technically just I just used the one I had just marked because I had 4 marked. And
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to go from the other side because that hurts me.
Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. But I wanted to make sure everyone knew that. Okay. So yeah, he kind of just, blocks with his forearms as you slash, and you could see it's like making little cuts, but not how you would have expected to. And I know it's mostly like a stabbing, piercing weapon. And even that, you're just not able to get the jabs in. Like it's almost, the sword is like almost bending as it gets in there a little, but it's just really hard to stab through it.
And that's fine. I mean, I think like I anticipate that our weapons aren't going to do much damage. I am just trying to set up a situation where this person is down enough that he's thinking twice when Maggie steps in and to clear the way for her.
Mm-hmm. So when he also then delivers that 3 harm to you, he is kind of like just taking a lot of the stabs so that he can then get close enough and kind of just get this backhand to which shoves you back, but you're not going to lose your footing or anything because you didn't get anything that bad. But how much harm do you have now?
With the thread, 2.
Only 2. Okay, then no problem. You don't have to roll grievous harm. And then Lee was coming in next. Lee, there's a particular opening that you could use if you kind of acknowledge Trey as the person who made that opening for you, or you can go your own way.
No, he's definitely going to acknowledge that, because I think we're all on the same page that we're trying to get this guy in a position so that Maggie can do her thing. So he's actually going to see that he's being pushed back by Trey's attacks, and he's going to lob his spear into the air, but actually he's going to use a spell, because of course he is, and he's going to try to trap this guy in a circle of like spears of light.
Okay.
That's his goal. So I'm going to do a spell about it.
Sure.
So ideally would like to restrict movement and cast a spell instantly.
Yeah.
Costs will be inflict collateral damage and cause unwanted attention.
Huh?
All right, that is a 7 on the dice plus my 3 weird is a 10.
Okay.
Plus the 1 forward.
Oh, plus the 1 forward is 11.
11.
Hooray!
So you cast it instantly. You restrict movement. And which of the 1 costs do you want?
I'll draw unwanted attention. That's fine.
Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, you toss the spear out, and it is it zipping around him, or what?
No, I imagine like throwing it, and as it's in midair, it like splits into multiple beams of light.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like he's being surrounded by like a cage of these spears, but they're made of like hot golden light.
That's definitely better than the disco ball spear that I had in my mental image.
All right, so it's kind of like making a little like cage almost around him.
He's caged in by these super hot sun-looking like spheres.
Okay. That's very successful. He kind of like reels back and like hits the living room wall behind him as the spears kind of pin him in there. And then you glance out at the window, right? Like, which is just looking out across the city, and something's moving. And Marchigiani goes like, "It's about time," and come crashing through the window. The first few kind of just like blump, blump, are like regaining their feet, but literal flying monkeys from the movie come through the window and are gonna become an issue. So
cute. Yeah, Lisa's gonna look at it like, fuck. All right, cool. This is fine.
all right.
I don't get that reference.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, the book was first published in 1900.
Oh, right.
That's true.
I don't think she had the free time to read such frivolities.
Well, I probably wouldn't recognize like them from like the movie though, is what I'm saying, because they're
Yeah,
described in the book a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Fun
No, they're-
things about monkeys is not IES.
What's that?
I'm just saying that, like, if you want to look up flying monkeys, it's
Oh.
EYS, not IES. And you would think somebody who was the daughter of books would like know how to spell.
Oh, okay, I get it. I thought I had misspoke something.
No, it's me. It's me.
I love it. Okay,
EY,
so
yeah.
everyone understands there's at least like a dozen of these coming through the window.
12 of them.
You know, it's not like one or two. They travel in packs. So Maggie, you're able to step in. There's a lot of chaos, but you can see this guy is kind of like working on trying to like push past these spears, which are kind of like burning him, but he's just like slapping at them and trying to get out of this space. And then looks like pretty quickly he's like slapping at the spears and then realizes he's been backed up against the wall and just jams his elbow through the plaster and is working on like shoving himself to get through the wall. But he's out here still in the living room. He's just like got his arm through it.
All right. Damn it. I think she's got the gun in her hand, but she doesn't want to just like shoot him. She wants him to like know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so like just killing him right now. Like she doesn't want that. That like, sure, that would make the Morgan happy, but it also wouldn't be like, fuck you, asshole. Like, this is why you're dying.
Well, if you want to get his attention, you could roll sway someone. Or if you have another move that is something like that.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, maybe he's super involved in what he's doing, but I feel like a ghost from his past, like fucking walking up to him and like starting to talk to him.
Yeah. I
Probably.
mean, that's certainly like I would give you advantage on that sway. But he also has to recognize you in the midst of all this chaos, you know.
That's true. Okay. And I'm just like probably one of many he's murdered.
Uh-huh.
I have a question about how on Brewmaster, there's an epic vaccine.
Is there?
Like, yeah.
That's cool
It's
as hell.
for 2 stock. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm very excited about it. Like, how does that, like, am I allowed to do whatever I want with that?
Well, so normally it's spend stock to brew a potion,
Oh, okay.
right? And so that's typically something you do ahead of time. But
okay.
if we want to, you know, say that we did something ahead of time, or that something in your flask counts as one of these, I'm up for.
Well, I'm hoping that he has like a mini bar.
Yeah, it was described. It's a bunch of it's all smashed, but there's a bunch of bottles there too. Like if you want to do, you know, just slide over there real quick and try to put something together. Yeah, we could do something like that.
Okay, so yeah, I'd like to do that. So there's like in my head, it's like, okay, so they're like fighting the monkeys, and there's like a little bit of like this kerfuffle, and it's like that scene in a movie where where like all this stuff is happening, and then you just kind of see Maggie like walking in the back and going, and it looks like she's just mixing a drink.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
while like things, and she kind of
Yeah,
dodges
you
as like
put
a
the
monkey
bar
hits
cart
the
back
wall.
up, and you
Yeah.
find the unbroken bottles, and
Yeah, and mix it. And yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 stock to make that, and let me roll. I rolled 8 plus metal 9, 10, so it's a 10.
I think it's plus judgment. Oh no, that's to resupply.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Re-put.
I don't think you actually roll anything to.
Oh,
make
I don't.
It.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Perfect.
So what is it you want to make?
I am going to make something that looks just like a regular drink.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a vaccine, an epic vaccine against the influence of gods.
Huh.
So it vaccinates him against whatever's powering him.
Huh.
Oh man.
I love when Jason does that.
Did I break your game?
No.
Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you mix this. It does say it's supposed to be a few minutes, so it's gonna take you a scene here, or like a couple turns to put something like that together. But yeah, if everyone could keep these flying monkeys off of you, that is definitely doable.
Okay. And I'm making like one drink that is that, and one's just like fucking straight whiskey, and they look almost identical.
Sure. Yeah. And you only have the one more stock anyway, so that's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Well, Stella, what are you doing?
I genuinely don't know. I've been sitting here this whole time like, what do I do now? I'm just gonna like part
Still
of me wants
like
to hang out.
peering in from the doorway.
Yeah, kind of wants to like hang out. Like this seems like not my problem, but also this is my weave, so this is kind of.
Oh yeah, I mean whatever happens to them is happening to you.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled by that. I really wish we'd stop doing stuff like this. Cool. I'm gonna ask for a shenanigans move, and now that Maggie has done what she's done, I feel like you should let me do whatever I want.
What?
Old.
No, oh god, I don't build a combat
It's
character.
on my character sheet, just to be fair.
The vaccine against gods?
No, just epic vaccine. Epic. Epic covers a lot of good things.
That is going to block his influence, the influence of gods.
Okay, I hate what I'm about to ask to do. I'm just gonna preface this by saying that. This is a room full of flying monkeys.
Uh-huh.
And Stella is an actress for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
Can I sway someone? I think that's the one I'm gonna have to use to convince them that I am the Wicked Witch and they should go somewhere else.
I'm open to that. Yeah.
I already look like shit.
What moves do you have?
Nothing for combat.
Well, that's not necessarily a combat move, so that's
Yes,
let's
Most,
see.
unless I also could just bend fate and pull a Rube Goldberg again.
Both of those are options. We could do
Yeah.
sway someone, or we could do bend fate, whichever.
I want to go with the sway someone because again, this seems correct. I
Yeah.
think this is a good way to do it.
Now, I will say the potential consequences are that you will definitely get their attention, but in a very bad way.
Yeah, I figure.
Okay. But yeah, you could sort of take on this countenance of a media figure, a very popular, well-known media figure. It's easy to hold that in your mind and project yourself like you can give orders to these things, which you're not actually authorized to do, but you are a member of their pantheon. So
I am a member of their pantheon. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Cool. That's what we're going to do because Stella, when you asked me what Stella would do in a fight, I said probably die. So we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, so Stella, already looking like shit, probably leans her head around the door and is like, God damn it. And what is it? What's the roll?
Plus
I-
awe.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I can always spend a thread to give myself an advantage.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll first, so then we're gonna see.
Yeah, you can decide after the roll.
Ah, hell yeah. I just barely get a 10.
Okay.
So scrape past that.
Now,
Limp to pass that barrier.
the only thing with Sway Someone is it does say they accept your reasonable argument, right? So they're not going to just like kill each other or go after Marchigiani, but you could probably send them away or...
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So yeah, just like Gray, they suggested, 1939, Margaret Hamilton.
Yes.
Well, Margaret Hamilton, but you know, the fake for discount Margaret Hamilton.
Yeah.
I cannot remember what she actually says beyond "fly, my prettiest fly."
Yeah.
That's close
But
enough.
yeah, just Stella looking like shit wades into this and just goes and just my monkeys, and then throws her arms out and she says and she like screams, "Find the girl with the red shoes," and arms out, tries to command them out the window again.
Yeah, a lot of them like skitter to a halt and crash into each other, and they're like, "Oh God, what?" And Marchigiani is like crashing half through the wall. He's like, "Whoa, where are you going? What do you do?" And they all then like skitter and turn and go back out the window.
And yeah, I think Stella gives a really shitty cackle and like looks at the rest of the group like, do the thing.
Hold on, I just have to make a quick note.
I'm sad because that could have been it was 4 and 5. It could have been 5 and 5. And I'd have gotten
Oh
a thread
well,
for this.
it's not too late.
Still could have fucked up.
I was ready to throw down Cataclysm on them, so thank you.
Yeah, the downstairs neighbors for several floors, thank you as well.
Yeah. And then we will never speak of this again. As like Stella commands flying monkeys out the window.
Oh, I think
I
Stella
mean, the
still
video,
looks like
the
the Wicked
video
Witch.
is definitely taken.
Yeah, there's definitely video evidence of this, I'm sure.
I think Stella still has this countenance for a little bit.
I think she's still sort of green
Yeah,
somehow.
excellent.
Yep, that's where we're at now.
Yeah, they all skitter and turn and leap back out the window, and they're gone. And again, there's no initiative order or anything. We just like to make sure everyone has a turn before somebody else goes. So everyone has had a turn.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm going to take a hard move at the end of the round, so to speak. Yeah, he just finishes he just busts through the 2x4s and Kool-Aid Man's into whatever room is on the other side of the living room, like that wall. Actually, you could probably see through it. It's a big enough gap that it looks like he's bashed into his bedroom.
Should he be allowed to do that?
I don't understand the question.
So it's like, oh, he's not getting his security deposit back.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't think he's worried about that.
I would like to do a thing. I have all this scrap metal from my lovely little golem.
Indeed.
Have it dismantle it, obviously Ben Fate to dismantle the metal and try and shoot it past Marchigiani and form a wall in front of him so he can smack his face right into it. Hopefully comedically.
Okay, sorry. Can you? So I was following some of what was going on in chat, and thank you, moderators. We greatly appreciate that. Can you tell me that again? I apologize.
That's okay. I'd like to roll Ben Fate to get all my my golem and any of the rest of the metal within the room to go through that hole that he just Kool-Aid Man through, that he created, shoot past him, and just form a metal wall in front of him.
To try and trap him?
Yep. Yay, mods. Go mods.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can work with that. I'm just checking what your actual elemental moves are as well, in case there's something there. Let's,
Was thinking of rushing in again. And that hurt. And I was like, oh, was not expecting that. No.
yeah, the epic armor's really good.
Yeah, that'd be nice. No, you know what? No, screw this. Rosalinda would totally not think this through and use her metal. She would rush in to try and stun him, to like tackle
Yeah.
his ass.
Okay, yes, that makes a lot more sense in my brain. So you're going to use the rush in move to, charge through the living room and make that Kool-Aid Man opening bigger.
Hey, 2d6 plus metal.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a 4 and a 6 on the dice, plus my 2 on metal. That's a 12.
All right. So you just cannonball through the wall. On a 10 plus, your enemy is stunned, letting the next person to smite them roll with Fate's favor. So you catch him in the back so he had broken through and thought that he had a second and was like trying to get something out of his like nightstand. And you just like come through. What do you like, hit him in the small of the back, or like what does this look like?
Naruto runs her way through and just basically small his back, wraps her arms around him just to throw him off balance and just pin him down, hopefully with her weight.
Okay.
If anything, just rolls through.
Right. So yeah, you crash into him. Oh no, we lost someone from the call.
We did?
Oh, we lost the Pooja.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh, okay. You know what? While we're almost at break anyway. So, folks, why don't we take our break real quick? We'll come back to the attack there, and hopefully Pooja will be able to rejoin, and we will we'll pick it up from there. No biggie. So thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Technical difficulties.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. I'm here with these people. And
Rude.
we're playing
What do you mean,
Demigods.
these people?
You know what I mean.
The best people.
And we are just in the midst of a fight. I realized this fight would immediately be made better if all the fire sprinklers had come on. So, once he busts through that wall, it's, all the sprinklers are on. There's wet hair plastered everywhere. I just think the situation's way better this way. Stella has chased away the flying monkeys and still maintains some of the Wicked Witch of the West visage.
No, now I'm wet.
Yep.
I'm melting.
Well, you're not
world.
actually melting, at least, but it is making the green run. Rosalinda has cannonballed through the wall, crash into the back of this guy, and you have him like kind of pinned against the wall, and whatever he was like trying to get out of the nightstand is in this like crushed nightstand in front of him. You're not sure what he was going for there. But that's what's going on in there. Lee, you had, you're still like, in that, you just cast that big sort of spear spell. And, Trey, you had, been making moves with your rapier. And Rosalinda's charge was kind of the start of round 2. Now, Maggie, you had a plan for this bar cart, I think.
Yes, I was mixing a potion. One of the things I have for Brewmaster is Epic Vaccine. So I was going to vaccinate make a potion of vaccination against like the influence of deities. So like for a short time and make it so you were immune to whatever was powering you.
Yeah, you're cut off from your power source. That's fun. I like that. I don't know if vaccine's the right word, but it's like, I get what you're trying to do. I just feel like there's a better name for it.
I was like thinking of it as like immunity to the divine, and
Yeah. Like it's not immunity from like a divine being trying to hurt you, but it's from a divine being trying to help you or provide you resources, which is just really interesting.
Yeah, basically,
it's like a cock block serum.
Yeah, like it's
A
mortality
divine
drink.
embargo.
Yeah.
Divine embargo.
Yes, I like that.
That's
I like
really
that
good. Okay, so yeah, I think we're
DLC did a crime.
Yep, Antigodes.
nice. I award this crime. And also thank you again for handling the bots that were stumbling into our channel. That is much appreciated. So the God damn it, I don't have the bang thread set up. The scene is Rosalinda has crashed through. Maggie is finishing a potion because I think we'd said that was going to take a minute. Lee, Trey, Stella, what do?
I have an idea to get him back here. It might take a minute. Actually, in fact, it says it takes a minute. But I would like to try to open a portal beneath him, leading to the ceiling right up, like in the room we're in.
Oh, yeah.
I want to portal him. Capital P, portal him.
Okay, that's doable. I mean, he is just like 10 feet over there. Through that wall.
I want to disorient him and maybe, since Rosalinda's on top of him, maybe cause a bit more damage when he lands and she's on top of him. And it's a whole... I'm trying to do a whole thing here.
Oh God, the Godurna Vector. Oh my God, this is so good. I love our chat so much. This is good. Trey, what are you up to?
I was thinking about actually using Unstoppable.
So unstoppable in every way.
To come through, and he was going for the nightstand, right?
Yeah. And you could see them like kind of struggling in there because he ran through there and his bed is kind of like directly there, and he went over to the side of the bed and was like rummaging for something.
Bad what bed?
Okay.
Could he use Unstoppable to go straight through to the other side of the bed?
Stomp through the bed and make a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's great. Do you have to roll anything for that?
Only if you say I do. Normally, I do not have to.
Right. Yeah, these are just mortal impediments, so no. This is not an enchanted armored bed. So, what does that look like? Are you stomping? Are you like, what does that mean for you to charge through?
I think it's more like, in my case, like this time, I'm channeling some like old school vampire novel feels. So when I go, it's like a blur, but it leaves this kind of like wake of destruction behind me. So it's like zip corner, zip another corner, zip through, and then finally like punching through the nightstand.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what he thought was going to help him. What he was so sure would save him from his just desserts.
Okay.
But it's very much more than like a stomp or whatever. It's this like elegance, but sped up times 1,000.
Yeah. Okay. Sort of a blade dancer with surrounding storm effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Makes you sort of a blender. If you're moving through with your blade all over the place, right? It's important to blend. That's, the question is, will it blend?
Depends on which blender you have.
Yeah. Now, so for crashing through all that stuff, that's not an issue. But trying to grab or like find whatever it is that he's grabbing for and get it before he can, that is the thing I want a medal roll for, perform under pressure.
Okay.
But yeah, your unstoppable goes off without a hitch. You just smash through. And you wind up next to, Rosalinda kind of like has her shoulders like pinned him up against the wall, and he's like trying to push back and get whatever was in there, and you come in from the side, the nightstand, the bed, like everything is just like whoosh. There's, stuff in the air. There's like sprinkler water coming, there's like feathers and sprinklers and debris and, everything. But let's have you roll perform under pressure.
I rolled a 7.
Excellent.
One of these dice gets to stay, and the other one goes in timeout.
So there's a complication, but choose one option from the list.
I'm going to say something breaks.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's on theme here for this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so he is grabbing, and then you grab at the same time. So what he grabbed was a little miniature model of a Tommy gun that was like growing as he pulled it out of the space. Right? You understand what I mean? It was like going back to normal size. But you were reaching, like, what are you grabbing? And like grab the other end of it. And it, like, in the process of it growing, it just like bends and twists between the two of you, right? You're both really strong. You don't have divine might though, right?
No.
Okay, so if it's okay with you, he actually like yanks it out of your hands, but it's now like twisted and basically useless. Does that make sense? Does that fit okay for you? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so yeah, the complication is that he did get it. And it's returned to full size.
But it's broken.
Yeah, that's not gonna work the way it's supposed to. So yeah, that's that. He also like tries to shove you away. He's also trying to shove Rosalinda back. Rosalinda, I need you to roll perform under pressure. And since I'm asking you to, there won't be a catastrophic 6-, but it's kind of a soft move on my part. It's like he's trying to throw you off. I think you might be muted.
Yep. That's a 6 and a 1 plus my 2 plus 1, 7, 9. 9 total.
Okay. So yeah, you throw him, but you need to pick one of the complications from perform under pressure. Or I mean, he does not successfully throw you off. Unless you want to. Basically, you're in control of whether that happens or not.
Can I take 1 harm to keep him pinned?
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, he just like rams that elbow into your gut and just hits so hard.
Or how about he headbutts me?
Oh, like whips his head back like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like no.
Yeah.
I just hold him tighter.
Just smashes his head back into your face and, like bloody nose and yeah. Now you take 1 harm. How much harm does that put you at?
Just 1.
Oh, that's your first harm. Okay, good job. Yes, Grade A, your assessment is correct. For the listener later on, he went to the bed, took his thing out, she grabbed it, was too forceful, and now it's broken and no longer straight. Yes, it's bent.
I would say
She bent his tummy.
too forceful or just forceful enough for an unwanted thing.
Yes, that was, the correct amount of force was applied. Okay, so let's Lee, Stella, what are you two doing?
I'm waiting for Lee's portal to happen, frankly. I'm not wading into anything.
Okay. Lee, same plan still?
Same plan. Let's get him back here and maybe drop him a little bit, so he takes a little bit of damage, maybe, but at least gets him back in this room.
Okay, well, let's roll portal.
Okay.
It is, yeah, this is a little bit of a tricky one, so we do have to roll for it.
Sure.
Um,
With portal, is that weird? That is weird.
Can I provide aid? Is that a thing?
well, maybe, depending on the roll.
Yeah, that.
Well, that is a 6 on the dice, plus my 3 weird is a 9.
Oh, never mind. I'm not doing anything.
Well, an aid would get me to a 10.
Yes?
Do you want? Okay, first of all.
So, Lee is performing portal magic. So I just need to know how Stella, what form that aid would take.
I cannot think of a single, other than the cocaine in your hair, I cannot think of a single thing that I can do to help you right now. Sorry. Actually,
I mean, it is like sometimes there just isn't a way to provide aid. Like
I can't
that,
think of a way. That kind of magic is not something Stella does, but you get him, champ.
So
Yeah.
I will give you this gift, Jason. Rereading on 7 and 9. The portal is connected, but you cannot see the other side.
I'm aware.
Okay. So who knows where he went? That's probably fine.
Okay, so your goal was portal under him and then a downward portal in the living room, right?
yes,
To
exactly.
just like drop back in here, right?
Exactly. That was the plan.
Okay. So, they disappear in the bedroom and you look up and like you don't see a portal in the ceiling here, but you know the spell worked and they're not just in limbo. Like the spell, the portal was connected to somewhere else on this plane. Stella, what's your initial reaction before we expand?
Now I'm wondering if I should look for him, but I think it's to wait and see what the fuck happens next, because this seems like a bad idea.
Okay. Maggie, same. You're in a situation where like you kind of like through the hole to the bedroom, you could see like whoop, they just disappear because of Lee's spell. But this is about the time where you finish mixing the thing and you're like, cool, let's whoop, and then they're gone. You're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Is the portal still there?
Yes.
Okay. If there's like an empty flask or something, I'm just gonna dump the potion I made into it.
Sure. Yep.
Jump in the portal.
You just jump. Sweet. Okay.
I was waiting for that.
Good. Good.
I
All
don't
right.
want to use it unless I know it's useful. It might do the thing. Pierce the Veil is not going to show us where that portal goes, is it?
Well, maybe on your turn, but for a
Okay.
second, I'm gonna have Stella and Lee pause because we have to cut to a scene. A scene that we're familiar with and really is a kind of a callback to an earlier episode because the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you are in free fall. You are like 2,000 feet over Los Angeles, just dropping. And so Rosalinda, you and this guy are like twisting in the air. Trey, you're like falling with them. And Maggie, you come out and are like, oh, and you're just in free fall. You could see the 3 of them below you as the 4 of you are just plummeting back down. You're directly above his building. You're like, ooh, there's the Grove. But 2,000 feet, you don't have a lot of time to figure out what to do next. So,
Nope.
I
know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So Maggie thinks she's gonna die again, and she wants to kill this guy before she dies again. So she's gonna just trust that the Morgan, when this guy gets to their side, will explain that he's a fucker and like this is revenge. So she's gonna pull out her gun, and she's gonna say, "Gala Morgan, Sashnun Vaktek Chokstatre," and it basically is like gallant Morgan, weeping bitterly, shedding tears, and like it's like. Yeah, and she's gonna use her move by my own hand with her epic weapon, with the bullet with this guy's name on it that she was given from the Morgan as she's falling, like aiming down.
Yeah, just.
And she's gonna do her best. Like she's probably. I mean, she hasn't shot something since she was alive last time.
Well,
but she's probably,
I mean,
she was
for
a pretty
her,
good shot. That,
it's not like there's a big gap of time for her. You know, like the ghost
Yeah.
time is a compressed experience. So, you know, it's just a little while ago.
yeah. So she's gonna just go to kill this guy before she dies again.
All right, let's roll. I think you get to roll metal with that,
I
right?
get to roll metal, yeah. So 8, 9, 10.
Oh my. Okay.
So 8 on the dice and then +2 for metal.
Yeah, you pull the hammer comes back, the cylinder clicks
And
in-
doubles.
What's
Sorry.
that?
And doubles.
Oh,
2
and
fours.
doubles. Okay, take a thread.
Oh yeah.
But the cylinder clicks into place, the hammer comes down, and it is actually like a very quiet bullet. It's like there's a click and a like pop, but it's not like this kaboom, you know, cannon thing going off. But the shot just like, you know, as you're twisting in air and he's like twisting to look up because there's both like Rosalinda and Trey are like in his business, you know, and he twists to look up just at that moment and the bullet hits him in the chest. There's no exchange harm with this particular weapon. This is a very specialized situation, and you just see like he's just and just goes into free fall, back first, you know, kind of limbs flapping in the breeze, and he is just dropping.
Cinematically, can we make it the exact same spot that bullet was pulled out of my chest?
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
It's perfect.
All right.
I have a thing to do. If I'm just really excited about it. I'm sorry. As we drop, and as I see that, I'm like, that is amazing. But we are also still in free fall. So I'm going to call on some reinforcements.
Okay. What's that going to look like?
This is the book version of the Flying Monkeys.
No, that's not the book version of the Flying Monkeys. The book version of the Flying Monkeys were like, let's just say it's not great. I rolled an 8 + 2 is a 10. So I am going to call on Falcor from the Neverending Story.
Okay. And this is a Ben Fate move, right? Or
It is reinforcements 2d6 + awe.
oh, right. Yeah, okay, cool. So they send what you asked for, only expecting glorious victory. And yes, Falcor just comes swooping out of the sky, collects the three of you. Well, it collects Trey and Maggie and Rosalinda. You managed to grab onto the hairy side because it was not coming for you specifically, but you know, like, this is a big dragon. So, the three of you are carried down to the roof of the building.
I cuddle Falcor.
We all got all Falcor.
Yeah, there's a moment where Falcor is there and is like happy to see you and makes sure that everyone's okay. And, you know, then there's only so long that amount of magic can be in the world. And so Falcor just sort of heads off into the middle distance and and vanishes again. So,
So where does that body? Where's Marky and Johnny's body? Is it still?
oh,
up there?
it just landed on the roof. Like your fall was arrested. Marky Johnny hits through. Oh, probably would go through actually because he was also sort of semi-clay. So he's really heavy. And yeah, Lee and Stella just through the roof. Wham! This body like crashes through. It like cracks the floor a little bit, and it comes through exactly where Lee was like, "Where's my portal?" It's just like smashes through the ceiling. Just, you know, seconds later, because that's really like, it took longer to describe than to actually have that happen. So,
Lee has a moment of, oh,
didn't carry the one.
Stella like takes if you'll let me. Stella like takes a step back, like a second in advance, and then just crash.
Yeah,
Like, oh, hold on.
it's my fault. I calculated metric.
yeah. No, if you'd done that, it would have worked. You were calculating in washing machines.
Yeah, that's true.
So the body is inert. There's also just this a dark hole in his chest that is, looks like you could put like a dowling rod through it. It's just like a big hole in his chest. The body is not moving at all. And the three of you could sort of, just hop down through the hole that he made in the ceiling. And
Can I? So is it a body or is it clay?
yes,
Well, this is important because I need to know if it's an object or not.
An object now.
yeah. I mean, it's an inert body either
I mean,
way.
any body is an object if you believe in your heart.
Yeah.
If I take a piece of this body, is it going to bleed?
Well, the chest wound isn't bleeding at all.
Cool. This is gross, but actually, can I go over the body and see if he's got any like ways he was in contact with his deity or anything? I'm looking for charms or
Yeah.
things
Let's
like that.
do you want to pierce the veil or
Let's pierce the veil about it.
maybe what's the move I'm thinking of? You have psychometry, right?
I do.
That
In
is
psychometry, I need an item first, I think.
well, you can use the body if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so it's bend fate or it's pierce the veil. The bend fate actually will get you more information probably, but pierce the veil is what you're better at. So
Yeah, I was gonna say pierce the veil is what I'm better at, but let's bend fate about it.
Clay's anatomy, well done.
Thank
It's
you.
excellent. Wow, I should have pierced the veil. That's a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Do you want to spend a thread to give yourself advantage or fate's favor?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I want to see if he's still in contact. I want to see if Movies knows what we've just done
But
here.
she's using her psychometry gift.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can't help
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a pretty internal process.
Ah! Okay, that's 2 4s.
Okay.
9. Sorry, I can't do basic math very quickly, which is why that portal doesn't work.
But it's doubles and you get your thread back.
Yeah.
So that's good. And a total of 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Limping right into those successes.
Yeah. So on Ben Fate with a 9, your boon, you're going to get information from your gift. What is your bane?
Damn it, we have such a good one for Joey and not for me. I'll lose an ability after that, for the rest of the scene.
Okay, so I'm going to say psychometry.
Yeah, I
goes
think
to-
that'll go away.
Okay. For a little while.
What? Spying on a god hurts you?
Yeah. Yep.
Perish the thought.
And that's basically what happens, right? Is you reach down, put your hand on this guy's shoulder, and it is like way colder than you expect. Like it just is. He's not melting like clay. Like he looks like a flesh and blood person, but is just like if you were to push on the skin, it's like moldable, kind of, right?
Ew, cool.
Yeah.
But
But
myself to a piece of that.
yeah, you grab the shoulder and kind of look back into the history of this quote unquote object. And you can see there's actually a long period of not being in contact with the deity at all. Like it for the last 50 years at least. You know that there's this residue of movies, right? The deity of movies. But there's been no direct contact for at least 50 years. And I think psychometry is really pushing it to go beyond that. So that's, yeah.
Sorry, I looked at Dorkler again. It's just like not a bad idea.
We love it.
Well, that's not useful. I'm sort of, I was trying to play like, coming out movies, you big dumb nerd, you owe me money. Cool. He doesn't have any totems or anything though. Like nothing he would have that would have like it tied him to movies. What evidence?
I mean, there's nothing obvious. An epic item has been destroyed. His Tommy gun is an epic weapon, but
I'll grab that and save it for later.
sure. I mean, it's mostly just inert at this point.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it'd be gross to try to help myself to some of that clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna X that one.
Yeah. Yucky.
So I'm gonna help myself to that Tommy gun. I don't think it needs to work. I just need it for later purposes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So the 5 of you are back in the room. This guy is here. That I think the sprinklers have turned themselves off, and you're getting you can hear the intercom of Mr. Well, let's see, what was it called? Probably just Gianni is probably what his name was listed here. Mr. Gianni, there was an alarm. Is everyone okay? If we don't hear from you, we're gonna have to send up a team. Are you okay? That's coming through the intercom right now.
I'm
gonna do it.
We should go.
Well, doesn't Maggie still have to take out this other guy?
Yeah, so we should go. Where is he? The valley? No.
He's in the Hollywood Hills.
We should go to the hills.
Oh, I'm dumb. I thought he was also in this apartment and he was just like at bay with the mechanical mice.
Oh, no. He's in a whole other place.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I feel better now. Okay.
You
Yeah, we can go. I can make a portal if we want. It was a joke. Y'all tell me to lighten up.
Ow.
Rosalinda goes to the intercom and clears her voice, hits the button, is like, everything's all right here. How are you?
Rosalinda,
It's
please
fine.
roll awe.
Shit. Nothing.
Can I-
Wow. Oh, that's a 5 and a 3 plus 0. So that's an 8.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna just have to provide a little bit more explanation, but they're buying the, well, are you sure, Mr. Johnny? Like, is there, should we send up any kind of help? We're glad you're okay.
Can I do something real quick? I'm gonna go over and touch the speaker thing, and I'm gonna use Zoom and enhance. And it improves any device someone else is using during the scene, and it gives them a +1 to doing it. So I'm just gonna modify it to help her, make it sound like it's his voice a little bit.
Okay, let's roll your Zoom and enhance.
Okay, and it's plus metal, so 5 is 2, 7, and then 8, 9.
Okay, so yeah, you'll get a
So they get
+1. Rosalinda, which you were at an 8 or 9?
An 8.
Okay. So Zoom and Enhance is not provide aid. So if anyone else wants to provide aid to get her from 9 to 10, it can be a team effort.
Wait,
I mean, I'll do a spell about it to change her voice so it sounds more like this guy's voice.
Okay. So just roll provide aid.
Okay, and I think I have one thread with Stella. Or not with Stella, with Rosalinda.
Yep.
I only have one on my sheet. I think that's all that matters, right?
Yeah,
Is
you
the
just
ones that
count
are
the
my-
ones on your sheet. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that's truck wagons.
no.
That's an 11.
No, I'm Xing that forever.
Stop making chuck wagons happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
out of
that's an
respect, we will leave chuck wagons out of it. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, that was an 11.
Oh, okay, great. So you could give a +1 and an XP or a +2.
You need one more?
I think so,
Rosalinda?
yeah.
Okay, so I will give Rosalinda +1 and they gain a thread.
All right,
And that
Rosalinda,
doubles
take a
even my
thread,
last thread.
and
So I get an advancement.
you got oh my god, okay, it's just all going off. yeah, the team effort comes together. We modify the speaker, and then Lee changes Rosalinda's voice a little bit, and Rosalinda just finishes the explanation of like, no, really, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It was a misunderstanding. Whatever it is that you're,
I was working out and
Yeah.
I dropped my bar.
Yeah,
Nice.
perfectly normal thing to have happen. And they'll discover more about that in the morning, so that's fine. But now we do have to decide how we're getting to the Hollywood Hills. But you have a little bit more time. You don't have people about to rush into the apartment.
We have our whole elevator ride down. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So we'll just go get in the elevator.
Everything happens. Then it's this girl from Ipanema back in the
Yep.
elevator.
Still playing.
Still, like, all everyone wet and covered in
It's the
debris.
20-minute concert version of Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah.
All right. For my advancement, I took cantrips.
Okay, cool.
I have illuminate and extinguish, distract, and move small objects.
Okay. Cool. That is... Yeah, and you can like propose other ones as well. Like it doesn't have to be the ones on the list there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll leave those marked for now, and then if
Okay.
I think of something, I'll swap it out for one that I haven't used.
Okay, so you have illuminate or extinguish, move small objects. What was the other one?
And distract.
Okay, cool. So now you won't have to do a spell about it if you want to create magic effects that do those things.
Right.
Great.
Yay.
So, yeah, the 5 of you just dripping wet in the elevator, headed down. At some point, the door opens on like floor 7, and the person's like, I'll get the next one. And
Thanks.
on you go. We get down to street level. Trey, your motorcycle's there waiting for you. Everyone else, what are we doing?
I'm getting on the back of the motorcycle.
I'm calling an Uber.
Okay.
We still have things to do, and I'm not going through the power lines again.
I'm gonna, before we like roll out there, I'm gonna pull out the flask that I filled. I didn't get a chance to use it on the guys up there, but this might help us end things a bit quicker next time, especially if they're as powerful as this guy was. Someone can get him to drink it is the thing.
Does he need to drink it? Or can I, like...
Does he have to drink it willingly?
Well, can I... I mean, it's like a vaccine, right? So if I coat my rapier in it, and then give it to him like a shot...
Yeah.
A real jab in the arm.
Yeah. Well, I think that would work. It would get him in his system.
Like coating a
Just
poison,
a thought. I mean...
like a poison-coated blade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also, I just wanted to check in. Like, you okay?
It was a lot. It was a little strange. I thought I was going to die again. Which,
Yeah, that was...
Yeah. I mean, I was all right with it. I mean, I'm pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Not sure I'd want to be haunting like the sky with nothing to do. But yeah,
Or his
feels-
apartment, it didn't seem very nice.
Ugh. And I just want to get this other guy done, and then I'll like think about it a bit. That was pretty epic though, the way we were like falling, and it was amazing. You guys, thank you so much. Like you really
Ooh.
did me a solid there.
That's an excellent point, Maggie. Take a thread for that epic moment of falling through the air and taking that shot. That
It
was
was really
fucking
awesome.
great.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that like that's the second time this week I've just been free falling through the sky. So like, I didn't think that was a thing that happened all the time, but now I'm starting to change my mind.
Well, portals.
Hey,
Maybe we can like
One
avoid
time
that.
was mine.
Avoid that in the future.
I mean, I would like to. But,
Yeah.
You can totally
Yeah.
go skydiving, Maggie. Oh, that's the thing. People willingly jump out of planes for fun.
Wow. They just wanted to jump out of an airplane themselves?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're usually attached to a parachute.
Having watched you guys do this twice now, it does not look like an enjoyable experience for anyone.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
I'm good.
Falcor was fun, but
It's cool.
I mean, Falcor is
Falcor.
always fun.
Also, in the 1920s, didn't they have people who like walked on the wings of planes?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of weird stunts
Yeah.
and stuff.
Aviatrixes were a huge thing.
That was not me, though. I did not do that.
This is true. So Hollywood Hills?
Mhm.
Hills, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
John
Maggie,
Carlo will be here in 5 minutes.
Maggie, just because I don't have it in my notes here, which artisan moves did you take?
I have Brewmaster, By My Own Hand, Workshop, and Zoom and Enhance.
Okay. And then your gifts are alchemical texts.
Divine Intellect, Epic Tools, and then last time I got Epic Weapon.
Epic weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, with your advances and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Love it.
So I am gonna give. I will give Trey the flask then. So.
Okay. Cool. Then yeah, let's we wait for the car. Trey, I assume your motorcycle kind of like you drive with the car, or do you just take off on your own?
I mean, I'm not like trying to lose the Uber,
Okay.
but also, I mean, a little showboating never killed anyone.
I mean, it literally has, but that's okay.
Yeah, we've literally watched it happen.
Although if we go slow like the Uber, it takes a longer time.
Yep.
This is true.
More time
There
hugging.
might be a little like
Yeah.
weaving through or whatever. But before we go, I'm actually going to use I'm going to take out my pen and the flask, and I'm going to draw up the potion into the inkwell of the pen,
Oh.
which is also my rapier.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I think it's a little bit of a complicated move, something that it wasn't originally designed to do. I like it a lot. But I think you're going to have to perform under pressure for that. Because you also don't want to get any on you. Because that could be complicated.
That's fine. I will.
Let's roll metal.
Nice. That's an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you get it done. You draw it up into the inkwell of the pen, and that's going to work great when you draw your sword. But what complication do you want?
I'm just going to say that it takes longer than it should. This whole process is like, it's like normally, you fill it like a fountain pen. It takes a second. You're done. But this, like, because I have to be so careful, and I'm like, next time probably should have some gloves.
Yeah.
Like, that it's just like, it takes a couple of minutes. Like,
and
that
this
5
is when
minutes
you...
that we're waiting for the Uber, like, normally I would have just taken off.
Oh, right.
But it
Okay.
takes that whole time for me to do this procedure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. So we zoom through the city. Anything we need to do before we wind up in the hills? No? Okay. The Uber takes a little while trying to find the right house. And it turns out, Trey, you actually do get separated. You and Maggie get separated because the Uber driver's mortality is making him turn away from the house. Like multiple times he's on the right road and then turns for some reason. And the three of you are probably going to just have to get out and walk the rest of the way. But that's not a huge thing to overcome. It's just a moment of like, what is going on? So yeah, he takes off, and the five of you are kind of at the base of the hill. There's one last really steep driveway up to one of these houses that's like half on stilts as it's out over the hill, and you can see as you're watching a glass like a sliding glass door just blows out as like something heavy is, like something little but heavy is like gets lobbed out of the room, and you could just see there's like a lot of commotion going on, but all the lights are out.
Was that one of my razors?
No.
Okay.
It was like a lamp or something, right?
Okay.
Looks like a real party. All right.
Plus, Razor's basically invincible, so.
Yeah, it's true.
All right,
Am I
lead the
taking
way.
point again? Okay. All right.
Although, maybe don't go charging in if you're that injured.
I'm okay.
Who's
Got a
injured?
little scratch.
Okay.
What are our harm stats at?
1.
2.
Okay.
I can try to prefix Trey, but that did not work out well last time.
Seemed
Here,
great to me.
Oh wait, did Rosalinda, you're the one who said you have one,
I
right?
just have 1, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and just be like, all right, we all ready for this? And I'm gonna like offer you a swig of a different flask, not the one with the very specific, just like one of my regular flasks. Because for Brewmaster, I can spend a stock to heal a point of damage. I only have 1 stock left, so here you go.
Thanks. And sips it. And like, that's good. I love it. What is it? And I take a picture of the flask. That's a cool looking flask and hands it back to her.
It's just a family recipe. Yeah.
I love it.
I like you.
So as you all start up the steep driveway, as you get closer to the house, you can see there is like an iron gate, big gate that would swing open to let a car through, and there's a little like guard shack, like a place for a person to sit, not just a camera, right? And from a distance, it looks like there's somebody in there.
Well, I mean, I can totally play with this metal right here. It's iron. I've been working with a lot of copper lately. And the last guy, that was steel golem. Can I play with can I open that up, guys? Or do you want to do this? Do you want to do this more suavely than I can? Lee, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's do this. I want to try using one of my fancy new cantrips, and I'd like to try to distract the guard. And I'm gonna try to do so with let's go with the phantom sound of a pan flute coming from like the distance.
Oh, okay.
Trying to like get his attention and like go check it out.
A person asking for help would work just as well. Or does it have to be that like pan flute sound?
Well, I'm gonna go with pan flute because he said that before anyone knew what he was doing.
No, this is critiquing what he does.
Yeah,
not
I think we all
suggesting
hear
what you do.
like we see Lee make this pan flute noise, and you're like, a person asking for help would work. Why pan flute?
So pedestrian.
But
You're such a cliche.
you see the guard in the you can't really see him super well because the window isn't on the front; it's on the side. Where like if you pull up, you'd be able to talk to him. He reaches up and like touches a like earbud that must be in his ear. You can't really see because it's far enough away and it's mostly dark. But two like quadcopters come flying up out of somewhere, like near the house. They either came out of the house or out of the roof or something. But you just see them against the black sky, and it's just a flitter as they go towards where that sound is.
All right, so this is a bit more fortified than we thought. Let's see. We could do a portal.
Yeah.
It's a real short range. It's right there.
So, I'm sorry. Describe again, like, so we've got the guard in the shack.
Yeah, you're kind of at the base of where the driveway leaves the street, right?
Mhm.
And then a little ways up from there, there's actually the gate. So the gate isn't right at the street, because you need to be able to like pull in and and so there's a big like double iron gate with the guard shack on the side where if you were the driver, you'd be able to talk to him. And then the driveway goes up a little bit beyond that and around behind the like land side of the house versus the stilts side, right? So it probably goes up into a front door or some kind of.
Is there a person gate as well as the car gate, or is it just?
It's just the double car gate, yeah.
Can I?
Which can open for a person, but it's
Or can it open with a remote that I make?
maybe.
Because
This key?
you mean this gate key?
Yes, I love that skill.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it.
So I am going to use, like, you see in my pocket holding many things that has suddenly appeared that I've retconned in. I pull out a sheet of origami paper and I just make a few folds. And the next thing you know, I've got a clicker for this gate.
Yeah.
Can I help? Can I help my crush? I want to help.
Well, there's
I
no
don't
dice
actually
roll
need-
for this
There's no
one.
roll for
Oh, there
this.
isn't. Oh, okay.
But what were you wanting to do, Maggie?
I was gonna do zoom and enhance with that.
Oh, okay. Well, we might get to that. So,
Okay.
With the gate key, you're able to produce a small object, which is useful in the immediate situation, but is not 100% correct, and only works once. So, when you go to click it, the gate starts to swing open, and the guard. I think you guys could see kind of his body language a little bit. It's like he looks to see like if there's a car coming out, like somebody must have opened the gate, and then looks down the driveway. That like you all are not immediately in sight. I assume you all kind of got out of the way, but just looks very confused, and then like steps out of the booth and is trying to see what happens, and then reaches back in and is like clicking something, and the door is just, or the gates kind of get like 3/4 open, and then his button is stopping them, but your button has worked, and so they sort of like they're fighting against each other. Rosalinda?
Yeah. So we're off to the side. He steps out and is reaching through the window. I would like to try and rush in and clock him a good one by
Sure.
surprise to knock him out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that dice just flew at my desk. Okay. Please be better than that one. Okay, that is a 1 plus a 3 plus my metal, which is 2. So that's a 4, 6.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
Oh, God.
I'm trying to. I can't think of a way for anyone to put a help roll on this. I'm open to arguments, but I think I'm just gonna carry on.
Oh wait, can I spend a thread to roll with advantage?
Yes, you
please?
can. Yes, you can give yourself Fate's
Thank you.
favor if you have the thread already.
Yes, I do. All right, let's do this. Oh, I got this plastic dice. That's better. So that's a 1 plus 4 is a 5 plus 2 is a 7.
7 is better than 6. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Substantially better. However, that says you and your enemy are stunned from the impact. Give a +1 to the next person to smite them, but it can't be you, right? So you can't follow this up because you're basically going to quote unquote miss your next turn. We don't have anything that formal, but here's what happens. You, what does it look like when you freight train? You just like put your head down and run, or like what you like? What is your animation?
I'm chugging along to him, trying to be sneaky, but of course that's not going to work. And I try to elbow him in the nose.
Uh-huh.
I get him, but my forward momentum is so much that I trip over myself and just roll forward and like land on my back
Okay. So
in front of the gate.
yeah, so here's what happens along with, so that was kind of your plan, is you're like, oh, I'm losing it, I at least got to hit him, right?
Yeah.
So you hit him, and it's like you made that connection, right? Like he's stunned, right? But in the process, like he saw you coming at the last second and started to blur out of the way, and you were like, your elbow was coming and you're like, oh no you don't, and you like had to adjust to clock him, and that's what threw you off your balance. But he had started to move like an agent from the Matrix, you know, and it is now like taking a step back into, it's like kind of like step back, but you need to step up to get into the guard booth. So he like backs up and sits down hard in the guard booth, and Rosalinda, you're like, you know, like trying to recover yourself next to the booth. What's everyone doing? It looks like Rosalinda's a little tangled up. What's the plan?
What plan?
I was gonna pierce the veil to see what he was made of, but like,
Sure.
Do it.
Sure. Let's get intel after we've jumped into the
Yeah,
fight.
I mean, you could still see his legs from like the knees down, right? Because he's like, most of him is in the guard booth.
Yeah, let's pierce that veil. Maybe he's something fun. Maybe he's something we already know the weakness to. Got this. Oh fuck. Boxcars.
Ah, okay.
Also, well, no, it's not anything funky. I roll with fate's favor. So, yeah, cool. That also puts me at 5 threads. Yeah, I look the crap at this man and his legs.
I think I hate that phrase.
It came out of my mouth and I didn't like it either, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Here we are. Okay, so you're rolling Pierce the Veil. You have 3 questions. What do you want to know?
I wanted to ask, like, what is this thing? Specific, like, what is this form, or what is he weak to? But I'll phrase it as, what is the most danger? I guess.
Well, those are 2 different questions. Which one do you want me to
Yeah.
answer first?
Let's go with, what is he?
Okay.
Or what's his true form?
He is a like a magical construct, and without getting closer and having more opportunity, but it's like not a human, it's not a demigod,
He's another golem.
not a girl,
automatons.
not a robot, but yeah, that's
Okay. The
it is-
problem with what is the most danger is, like, general, it's like Spidey sense.
yeah, or if you want to know like what is particularly dangerous about him,
Yeah,
that's another way to bend that question.
yeah.
All right, so the thing that is dangerous is that he is incredibly fast and has a gun, and his gun will hurt demigods, right? Like it's not, it will hurt people who have epic armor. It's an epic weapon.
Can I ask who made him?
Um,
I'm just gonna touch him later, but like,
yeah, it's
oh, I hate that phrase too.
yeah. Let's see. Let's see. How do I want to answer this?
I assume he's from my pantheon, but like,
Yeah, I mean, because that part's obvious. Technically the FBI agent made him.
okay.
That's
So
the
he
like you
is-
can see, like if Agent Smith died, this thing would go away.
Oh, so he's like an extension of.
Kind of.
Okay.
It doesn't really look like him. Looks more like Hugo Weaving.
Okay. Okay.
So
cool.
it is somebody who looks thematically similar yet legally distinct from Hugo Weaving.
There we go. Okay, so he is just a construct. He just sucks.
Yeah,
Was
and
that
is
three
and is
questions?
on that point also like not an intelligent being, like is like a clever machination, right? But not like a sapient being.
Was that my 3 questions?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What is it? Who made it? And what's most dangerous about it?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well, it looks like Rosalind is going to do exactly what Rosalind is going to do with it, regardless of whatever intel I've just acquired. So,
But is there any of it that you want to communicate to your weave?
I mean, yeah, I will relay that this is some sort of construct, but I don't. And oh, the gun hurts demigods. Ooh, I still have the Tommy gun.
Sort of.
I still have most of the Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Good to know for later.
It's all bent out of shape, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can still throw your gun at someone.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
And that might still hurt a demigod.
So
Or
I have an
whatever this thing
idea,
is.
unless somebody else has a thing.
I'm out.
All right, so Rosalinda's fighting the construct. Maggie's gonna go up and like reach inside the little security hut thing.
Okay, so he like kind of sat down hard in the entrance to the thing.
Oh, okay, so I can't reach
he's
past
like
him.
trying to get back up to fight Rosalinda, but like if you want to get in there, you're gonna have to go over him or go through a window or something.
I just am gonna like reach my arm through the window then. Like,
Okay.
I'm not trying to get near him. I'm trying to avoid him. I just need to touch like his console
Okay.
with the security system. And then I'm gonna use my ascendance move,
Oh God.
which is architect. The architecture of reality slides together and everything finally makes sense. Change something about an object, something big or small, but the object will never be the same. Describe how. So I'm basically going to take over the security system of this compound.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is now working for us. Like, I don't expect it to like attack things, but it's going to like help us hide as we go through. Like, it's not going to show people where we are, and it's going to try and warn us about what rooms have like these things and dangerous stuff in them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you know, you've got total control of the security system. The quadcopters fall out of the sky. I think mainly because Maggie wouldn't know what to do with a quadcopter.
No idea.
Like, that's nothing. That's magic.
Yeah, exactly.
And
It's not magic, it's aerodynamics.
that's an iffy concept as is.
That bumblebee should not be able to continue flying. It doesn't know how.
Yeah. You got to throw yourself at the ground and miss. The entire security system shuts down. The amount of, you know, where there were a few external floodlights, those all turn off. But apparently this construct guy is not wired into that because he is still like pulling himself out to fight Rosalinda.
I didn't expect him to be part of that. It's mostly like
Maggie, you have also I'm trying to think of how this would manifest in a way that Maggie would understand. I was trying to think of like a heads up display, but I think
maybe it looks like the talkie movies.
Well, try this on. So you
Okay.
reach in and you did something to the security, and then when you pull it back out, you have like kind of a Thanos glove of like things that you can do to the security system. It's a Nintendo Power Glove.
I was gonna say it's a power glove.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's all the like black plastic and of like a keyboard and you know like whatever kind of computer system he had in there.
Oh. Cool. All right, awesome. So, and then the permanent consequence. Oh, yeah, and I have to select the consequence, right?
Yeah.
My consequence I'm going to take is I'm going to reduce max harm to 6 boxes.
Okay.
And I think like the weird thing is also like her eyes look like whiskey now.
Oh yeah.
Like as she moves, sometimes it's like a little bit bubbly
Can
and
get
like
lost in those eyes.
yeah, it's just a little bit like little weird.
A little lava lampy.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
I love it. Awesome. Okay. So anything that is related to security in this place will be under your control the whole time you're here. The guard is getting back up to his feet. Trey, what are you up to?
I think I'm gonna pick up. So we're on a driveway, and there's probably like decorative landscaping / rocks. Maybe he xenoscaped this portion of the yard. Xenoscape, whatever. I can never remember the actual term there. So I'm gonna pick up a rock from the side of his driveway and throw it at him.
At the
guard.
The guard?
Just
okay.
to knock him out.
Sure.
Just as a
Yeah.
like
All right, he pulls himself to his feet and he's like pulling his gun to fight Rosalinda, and you huck a rock at him. Let's roll smite your enemies.
gonna roll a smite about it.
Now, I think your epic weapon doesn't apply to ranged attacks, right?
No, but polyarmory does.
Well, that's what like polyarmy. You have to decide whether it's melee or ranged.
Well, it says so polyarmory. Nearly anything is a deadly weapon in your hands, an oar, a playing card, a sturdy towel. You name it, and it's dangerous. The object you pick up won't last long for how you're using it, but it'll go out in a blaze of glory, and you can grab something new.
Right.
So no, the gifted portion doesn't work, but I'll still deal harm. I'll still deal 3 harm with it.
Yeah, totally. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So, what was your smite roll?
That is another 10. I'm
Ooh.
rolling so many 8s today.
Hot
It's
diggity.
glorious for
Nice.
these things anyway.
Okay, so now you actually do have a choice. So you could choose 3 from the list or disarm your enemy, because getting that gun out of his hand would be beneficial.
You know what? In this case, I will. Like, as Stella, like I'm picking up this rock as Stella's like, wow, that gun.
Yeah.
Frida, could you please stop? Thank you.
Frida, you do what you want.
Is attempting to ingest the blind cord. I would thank you not to encourage her.
No.
I do not need that vet bill, and she does not need that surgery.
Fair.
But in any case, so I like as I'm going to throw it, I hear Stella cry, like Stella tell us that the gun can hurt us. So I adjust my aim just a little bit and kind of do one of those weird, like,
Put a little
it's
English
almost
on it.
like, yeah, like if this rock was flat and there was a pond,
Yeah.
but instead,
Yeah, and it just skips off of his, what it was, radial something, the arm bones.
yeah, it like skips off of his arm and like deadens that portion of the arm, so he drops the gun.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, it's not,
Because this character of mine has read an anatomy book.
yeah, you're not going to be able to do any harm, but yeah, you hit right in the back of the hand, and he, his gun goes skittering away across the driveway. That is available if anyone wants to pick it up. Radius and Ulna. I was putting them together as like Radiolna. Thank you, Grey Day. Gun goes skittering across, and I feel like to make sure everyone's had a turn, Lee, did you do a thing?
I have not. Quick question, just for a recap. What is this thing made of?
He's made of, he's a construct, and it's not, he's like, looks like a person.
Okay. I wasn't, I thought it was another golem type situation.
No, well, not obviously.
Like a big, I was mentioning a big golem. My bad.
No,
Okay.
they're moving like the agents from the Matrix.
Got you. Okay. Cool. Let's do a thing. We're going to do a spell about it.
Cool.
Because that's what Lee does. He would like to ideally inflict 2 harm or restrict movement. And costs will be inflict collateral damage, and let's go with casting takes longer than usual.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the spell supposed to do exactly?
It's going to inflict 2 harm and restrict movement. So I think I'm trying to kind of do a similar spell that I did as the cage,
Yeah.
but much smaller.
Sure. Well, it
Smaller
could
cage.
also, if you wanted to think of it as like a flash of light too, that could
Yeah.
do damage, and like if he can't see, he's probably not going to go running anywhere. So
Yeah, I can live with that.
okay. Oh, cask strength lip liner.
So good.
This whole conversation is just, folks, if you're watching this later on YouTube, the chat in Twitch today is just grade AAA plus, and maybe you want to go watch do
It's
a rewatch
150
for that.
proof.
Yeah.
That's an 8 on the dice plus 3 for my weird is 11.
Oh, this one goes to 11.
This one does go to 11.
Okay. So you will inflict the 2 harm and restrict movement.
Mm-hmm. And I will inflict collateral damage.
Uh-huh. Okay. Now, in that case, that's going to include Rosalinda and Maggie.
Oh. So sorry.
So, Rosalinda and Maggie, please. Well, do either of you have epic armor? Sweet. Please roll grievous harm, but just +0. And remember to roll low on that one.
Son of a biscuit. 7 for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I rolled 7 on the dice, and what do I add?
+0. So just 7.
Oh, okay, 7.
All right, so Grievous Harm has dropped something important, lose your footing, one of your gifts is unusable for the scene, and that would be like the whole time we're here at the house, just FYI.
Okay.
Take 1 more harm, and just 1 harm in this case, not 1 more, but or wind up in a tight spot.
Oh man, I'm gonna just take 1 more harm.
Okay, I mean that's honestly the safest. There's so many bad things that could happen there. So yeah, Rosalinda, that flash of light goes off, and you just blink away as like you get this like sunburn level of flash burn across part of your face.
I'm gonna lose my footing.
Okay. And yeah, so Maggie, you don't get like the flash doesn't hit you directly, but it's so bright it knocks you over, and you stumble to the ground. And does anyone need a move? Okay, so then we're at a fresh round, and we can go in whatever order we like. So this one guard is standing just outside the guard gate. Maggie is hit the ground. Rosalinda is looking a little out of sorts, but is also getting ready to fight this guy. His gun is halfway across the driveway. Lee and Trey and Stella are down kind of at the bottom of the driveway still, I think, right? Because Trey threw a rock and Lee did a spell, and Stella is not going to go up there.
Stella just stared at the problem.
Yeah. So that's a rough idea of where we are. What do you want to do about it?
I could take a move right now that changes the way I play this game entirely. So I'm just deciding how to do that.
Well, if you're going to, you do need to spend your threads right away. So if you want to take something from a playbook in use, we'll want to ask that player first. But what do you have in mind?
There's a celestial move I could take called Fight Smarter, where I get to use my judgment as my prowess roll.
Uh-huh.
And I smite my enemies. And that makes Stella's attack, like Stella's smite your enemies rolls, a +3.
Mm-hmm.
Which suddenly makes her much more effective in combat.
Yeah, I mean, if that feels like the right in-character move for you, you're the best judge of that. So,
yeah.
Use your
Someone else-
judgment.
I I still feel like someone else can go. Stella probably is still not a punchy character, so I'm gonna look at something else, and I won't
Okay.
DM anyone.
Just clarifying that that Maggie and Rosalinda, we both took 4 harm before we rolled Grievous harm too, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just took the hard move of roll grievous harm.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And you rolled +0 because you didn't actually take harm. You just had to roll for bad shit happening.
Okay, cool. That's better.
So let's actually go to Rosalinda since she's the closest and the most able to respond to this guard. Rosalinda, what are you going to do?
I'll take that iron gate and try and wrap it around the dude and just pin him down.
Okay.
Because there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
All that other great stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you wanted to spin it this way, hold on, let's make sure I understand what's happening here. If Maggie rolls out of the way, you could spin this as a cataclysm, which I know you've been wanting to use. But it's everything within 10 meters, so Maggie would really have to get up and move, which is kind of the downside of having lost her footing, is she's a little bit held up. So
It's okay, go for it.
Cataclysm's a bad idea. Don't do that. But
actually, she is just wanting to pin him, and let's move forward.
Okay.
Since Maggie seems to have the security system.
All right. Well,
situated.
let's roll smite your enemies, and if we can take something from your enemy, that'll be a good opportunity to try to
Yes, please.
pin him down.
Right. Come on, dice. Oh, thank goodness, that's better. 5 plus 2 is a 7, plus my prowess, that's a 9. Do I want to roll? No, I will just exchange harm with this person. With the
Okay.
guard.
Well, do you want to exchange harm, or do you want to take something from your enemy?
I have to exchange
Oh, you
harm.
have to choose exchange harm. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no, I changed my mind. Can I spend a thread? I will burn to my
Oh, to take Fate's favor?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Come on. That's way better. Okay. 5 plus 4, and that's 9 plus 2, that's 11.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, thank
So
God.
10 plus, you exchange harm, and
I'm going to take something. I'm going to take their movement away from them.
okay. I think what I would like to have you do is sort of to double take something from them. If we're really going to wrap a gate around this guy and cage him like that, that's a pretty big move. So you two exchange blows, right? He's going to come at you with 2 harm as he's just punching you very hard, but that's not his epic weapon. Punching is not it. So he hits you for 2, which you can reduce with thread if you want. But then, basically you are kiting him over to one half of the gate, and then you just boot him, and the gate wraps around him, and the whole thing he just burrito rolls down the driveway. I think Trey and Stella just have to step out of the way as this guy rolls into the water ditch at the side of the road, and is really trying to get out, but his super ability is not bogus strength, right? It's being super fast, and this is not helpful. So,
Yay.
yeah. What are we doing?
Well, now that we've taken care of that, we could just go up and...
Is he quiet?
He's not yelling, but he's also not still. He's struggling to get out.
Would you... okay, so I know he's not mortal, but would you let me use Black Hole Stun on him anyway? Just to put him out.
I think that's only going to work on mortals, but I don't think you need to either. He's talking into his earpiece, but that is just going to Maggie. There's a little voice coming out of a very 1920s looking squawk box, this this whole it's like very Fallout, like even earlier. It's like if Fallout was from the 1920s,
How'd you get a Victrola strapped to your wrist?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Very like steampunk is kind of how I'm picturing it.
Yeah. So you've got this like send back up, and that's no, we're not going to do that because Maggie's not sending backups. So
I just turned down the little volume on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Is Rosalinda wearing a jacket?
I don't know.
Nope, she's still wearing that bodycon dress.
Oh yeah.
Dang. Oh, I forgot about this. All right. I think I picked my next divine gift. So, or I'm kind of picking between two, but I think I have what I want.
Okay, well, we're kind of supposed to pick those right away when you get your 5 threads.
That's literally what I've been doing this whole time. I cannot pick what I couldn't decide, which is why I haven't done anything else.
Okay. Just know you can't take any more threads until that is spent. So
hence not rolling anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the we're going up the driveway, I assume?
Yeah. Would like to use my move small object cantrip to pick up the gun.
Oh, sure.
Just want to leave that lying around. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you grab it. It's obviously magical. You can sense it. It's got something about it. Could stop and study it if you want. Write an essay about it.
Maybe later.
Okay. So up the driveway, around to the front of the house, you could see there's a couple real nice cars parked out front. But there are no guards here. It's a driveway where you go up and there's like a little fountain in the middle, and you could drive around the fountain and then back down the driveway if you wanted to. Does everyone have an idea of what that would look like? And so when you're facing the house, off to the right is a like 5-car garage that's separate from the rest of the house. And then big door to, big like double door thing to go into the main part of the house. The door is closed, but that's not usually much of an obstacle.
Cool. Yeah. Why don't we go that way? And like, just to be clear too, like the whole time I'm having like, as whatever, like my idea of what the security cameras and stuff are just going to show like nobody there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You go through the door and you find this other guy just locked in battle with this swarm of brass rats, and he is also moving like the agents from the Matrix, and is just so fast and is like throwing some, and that doesn't really hurt them. So he's like checking some through walls because they're heavy baseball sized brass rats, and just he's getting swarmed, but he's very fast and is just kind of all over the place at the same time. So they're at a standstill essentially, but what are we doing?
It's your party, Maggie.
well, so he's got the swarm and I've got the poison blade.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. So I would like to anyway, deliver this gentleman to my lady friend.
Sure. It'd probably be a good idea, Rosalinda, for you to call off Razor, so that Razor doesn't get caught in the whatever it is that's about to happen.
This is true. Okay. And I yell out my recall command for Razor, and they all coalesce into
I love that.
into one.
Yeah.
Like a little the stacking doll.
Yeah.
And then scurries up to me.
Yeah.
Love it.
Little guy. Good job.
Okay. So Razor gets out of the way. This guy's he's like, yeah, and then sees the 5 of you coming through the front door. And he's like, oh, what now? Who are you people?
No, I mean, you might not recognize us, but We have someone who definitely recognizes you.
Security. He's just like baffled, like what is
I am
happening
the
in my house?
manager.
Don't bother. We're here.
Yeah. Just a bit of a blast from the past.
And yeah, then he looks at you, Maggie. He's like, "Well, that can't be. What?" And he's just looks very confused.
Yes. I mean, if you're still kicking it, I mean, you can't be surprised that I might still be.
I saw you die.
Yeah, it's funny. It's not as permanent as you would have expected.
So Trey, he's pretty distracted. If you want to try to get in there,
I do.
okay.
I do.
Why don't you roll smite with Fate's favor?
Don't mind if I do. And I'm real glad I had it, because this dice goes into timeout now because it attempted to betray me.
Yep.
But that's an 11.
Excellent. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking this is on par with the disarm your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Does that suit you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. What I would love to just like say is that I come in and like as he's stunned, like when he's yelling and like Maggie comes up and I step aside so that he can see Maggie better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just use that momentum to like continue to turn.
Yeah.
And as I turn, flick out the pen into the rapier and just swipe it right across like the side of his face.
Yeah.
In a very like that very first cut that Inigo Montoya makes in The Princess Bride.
Yeah, you land that perfectly, and he like jumps out of the way, not in time, but he's like, "What? You can't hurt me. You can't kill me. Just this is stupid." And he's just like baffled, and you know, like he got a little cut on his face. He's like not concerned about that at all. But then like goes to punch you, Trey, and he kind of just like just throws this punch that like kind of pushes you back. I mean, if you let him hit you, like it doesn't look very dangerous coming at you. And he kind of just like pushes your shoulder back. Wait, what? Who? I don't. You're dead. And he runs at you, Maggie.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my gun like as he runs at me and do like the dramatic. You seem like you're upset. Maybe you should have a bit of a rest. And then just fire it off.
Nice. All right. Let's roll smite your enemies.
Okay.
With Fate's favor.
Yeah, and I'm using by my hand again too. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
I get to use metal instead of prowess.
Yep.
So dice roller. Oh, boxcars.
Oh my.
Nice.
I promise. Like I can share screen.
Well, I
and
mean,
show
you have Fate's favor. It's not that surprising.
No, I didn't use it with Fate's favor.
Oh my
yet.
God.
I rolled 2. It was just meant to be.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, so you blast him right in the chest, and he is, you know, separated from his abilities to heal and everything right now. And yeah, it's that same thing where he just goes immediately still. He actually turns completely like a black and white photo, right? He's just like all the color drains out. He has that same, like, not in the same spot. It's, you know, the 2 spots where those bullets came out of your chest, Maggie. You hit him in the other one, and he just like stiffens and then falls over like a flat Stanley. Like he's still like a person, right? But his body just collapses to the floor, in just one flat plank, and it's there's like thunder as outside when this happens. The entire security system shuts down, Maggie, so you actually don't have anything to control anymore because it just like it just shuts off, and the house is dark, and here you all are. Now, I'm aware of our time. Does anyone need to go right at the hour?
As close as possible.
Okay, I understand. I know we just have to be able to get Kimmy out of here. So, what are our closing remarks?
I think Maggie just like emotional kind of like, now it's kind of like hitting her finally. It's like she got both of them. She just kind of like plops down. If there's like a chair nearby, she just kind of sits there for a second, and then kind of looks her like starts looking. Oh, we gotta get out of here.
Are you okay?
I think so, but yeah, let's think about it somewhere a bit safer. I don't think this ain't the place to be having a big heart to heart right now.
We can go back to the mausoleum. Won't be that hard to get there. Portal.
Yeah, portal actually works, right? Well, you're not under fire, and you're going to a place that you know very well. Right. So, we shunt through to the mausoleum. As a little bit of background, those of you from the Media Pantheon can hear, just kind of in the background that, the members of the Media Pantheon are saying, murders have been done and we want information. If you know anything about what's happening, if you hear something, say something. But it's nothing directed at the three of you, right? So that nobody knows who did it, but some representatives of Media Pantheon were taken out, and that's, worth noting. And there's
it's also going to be really interesting if movies really wants to go that route, that these two mortals that they made a contract with are representative of our pantheon, that they have been using to murder people for the last 100 years.
Yeah, I agree. I find that very interesting.
I like it.
Is the Morgan done with you? Are you here for good? Or are you passing on?
Kind of like looks at her hands.
I don't seem to be going nowhere, so I guess I'm sticking around. I hope she's happy with me, though. I owe her big time for helping me get those guys.
You were really badass.
No, thank you.
She blushes a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to have that much excitement in one day, but it feels good to know that, they're out of the way and that they got what they deserved.
Indeed. Out of respect for our time, we'll have to come back next time and see what exactly the Morgan's reaction is and what the five of you will be presented with. For just out of game context, Maggie will be an NPC in the world, and that she's like kind of adjacent to your weave, but we don't want to just like. Kimmy has been very kind to give us this time, and we're very grateful that she got to join us, but is not able to continue. So we'll let Maggie be in her brewery, and will be a contact for you all, where this is a demigod who you can associate with, but is not officially in your weave, which is a really interesting gray area for whatever we know about the magic of your weave, and we'll be able to explore that as well. But let's go around and say our goodbyes. Let's go in reverse order. Minerva.
Hi guys, I'm Minerva. You can find me on the social medias as blue_troller on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, except for this coming Thursday, which because it's Thanksgiving, I stream my artsy stuff at 9 p.m. Central Time. So catch me then. Yeah.
Okay. Joey.
Hey y'all, I'm Joey. You can find me on all the socials at Feywild85, FEYWILDE85. You can catch me here every Sunday playing Demigods, and also every Monday on Happy Jack's RPG Network at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time playing The Drop. which is a system that Jason is creating as we speak, while we play, which is super fun. It's space, and I played the exact opposite of this character, which is also very, very fun. And also Clara is there and causing trouble.
And also Clara's there. Wow.
Rude.
Kimmy.
Hi, I'm Kimmy. I'm Golden Lasso Girl on pretty much all the social media. You can go find my games at goldenlassogames.com. If you'd like to playtest my new game that is being released hopefully tonight or tomorrow, it's called Starscape, and it's a PBTA game about the feels of people on a spaceship together. Think like Farscape, Firefly, some of the Star Trek, stuff like that.
It's very good.
It's so good.
A lot of playtesters are in this screen right now.
Mhm.
You can go to goldenlassogames.com/playtest, and you can sign up and you'll get the whole, it's like a 50 something page, like beta version of it with all the art and stuff. It's super pretty. I'm excited and nervous. It's like the biggest game I've designed. So yeah, that's exciting. And yeah, Golden Lasso Girl on the social medias, or Golden Lasso RPGs if you want to follow just my game company on the socials.
Awesome. Clara.
Said we were going in a specific order. Oh wait, no, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hi. I'm Clara. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case I'm mermaid_clarity on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. That's the best way to find out what I'm doing. And but I haven't been terribly busy, and everything I have been doing has been with the people in this screen mostly. Yeah, anything upcoming will come through Twitter. So follow. That's all I can say for now.
Very good. Pooja.
Hello, I am Pooja, and you can find me on Twitter at LADesi Girl. That's LADESI Girl. And pretty much everywhere else is Forgotten Saves. I also play RPGs on the podcast Whole Sided Stories, and I've got a couple of upcoming things with Utopia. The first weekend in December, they are doing another like game jam marathon fundraiser for the Lupus Foundation. So it's a really great cause, and all space games all the time. I will be in the Alien RPG and Kids on Hoverboards.
Oh, cool.
So 2 very different games. Really excited about it.
That sounds fun. Okay, and I'm Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay for everything that I'm up to. Also on Mondays, as mentioned, I am GMing over on Happy Jacks RPG. Go to happyjacks.org/thedrop to see what that's all about. And we are out of time, so I'm going to get us out of here. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. Much appreciated. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.